Hey there, it's me, Lottie. I'm back with the second half of our Self-Love September activities, practices, and tools that I've been using that you may want to try or that might inspire you to create some activities, practices, and tools of your own. So let's just get right back to it. And the first one I'm going to talk about here, which is number 8, is lunch hour. Giving yourself a nice lunch hour. Now, this can be going outside or it could be in the house by a window if you can't go outside for some reason, but packing a nice lunch of just a nice homemade sandwich, and taking some time and some care with it. Grab a blanket, grab your journal, grab a book, grab that meditation app, and go out into nature, into a park, wherever you can find a little moment, a little quiet moment. It may have to be in your backyard. It may have to be tailgating behind your car or your SUV. It may have to be in your room near a window where you can see a patch of sky. Bring a flower or a branch in from outside and just set yourself up a nice little lunch style situation, where you are just like on a little date with yourself. Now we're going to get into some things that, I don't know, they may not be considered the most fun, but they are loving. Number 9, invest in your health and wellness. Okay, now what I mean by that is go on and make that doctor's appointment. The one that you've been putting off, the test that you need to have done, the maintenance that you need to have happen, be it a chiropractor, be it a therapist, whatever it is that you know that you need for your health and well-being, go on and schedule that appointment. On that same list, get that oil changed. Go get the oil changed in your car. Pick up the furnace filters while you're at it. Write down the size of your furnace filters and make a little note on your phone so that you don't have an excuse when you run into the hardware store or the big box store, wherever you go. You can't say, oh man, I don't know what size I need. Put it on your phone. Get your furnace filters and shampoo the rugs. Shampoo your furniture. Those rug shampooers are available for like $30, overnight, and you do have to buy the shampoo too. But all of those options that I just talked about, changing your oil, getting your furnace filters, shampooing your rugs and your furniture yourself, making your doctor's appointments, the cost of any of those in time and money far outweighs the consequences if they don't get done. Okay? I know I have turned on my furnace or went to turn on my furnace in the winter and ain't nothing happened because I didn't change the furnace filter. I know several people whose car has met an early end because it just didn't get their oil changed and got a rod knock. There is no coming back from that. And it is such a uplift, like an emotional and physical uplift, to have fresh shampooed rugs and carpet and a couch and cleaning. I mean, yeah, it takes a little leg work, a little sweat. I mean, it takes a minute, it takes a little bit to do it, but it's so much less expensive than hiring a professional. And it's much more effective than those little squeak, 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 squeak spray things that you try to, vacuum. I've done it. So many of those spray and vac things that were like, yeah, okay, but they didn't really get it done. Rent a carpet shampooer from the grocery store or from the hardware store and give your rugs a nice little refresh, and it'll feel like you moved into a new house. It's just so nice to come home to, like, anyway, I'm going on and on and on. The next thing, number 10, invest in yourself financially. Research little micro stock or fractionated stock investing, such as Stash or Robinhood, where you're able to invest as little as $5 a week, and you'll learn about the stock market. The stock market is not about luck. It is not about luck. It is about learning. It's about learning, and it doesn't have to be a mystery. And even if you're not interested in the stock market, make yourself a financial goal, and even $1 a day would be $365 at the end of the year. You could do something with that. If you did decide to go the stock route, you could, and you don't have savings or anything to draw from right now, then you could save $1 a day or whatever you can in that mayonnaise jar, and then at the next year set up your account and then turn that over into a Stash account where they take out $5 a week and invest it in stocks. Another way to invest in yourself financially and your health is pay yourself to improve your health. Now, what do I mean by that? We need to first love ourselves honestly. We have to identify those things that we may need to let go of in our diet or in our habits. And so it might be smoking cigarettes, it might be drinking, it might be sugary snacks, it might be lattes every other day, it might be one too many burgers or pizzas or what, we all know. So pay yourself to improve your health. Every time you opt out of one of those treats or tricks, put that amount of money in your mayonnaise jar. When I finally stopped smoking, I calculated how much money I had saved when I quit smoking for a year. And I took that amount of money and I bought myself a cleaning service. I bought myself cleaning service to come in once a month and deep clean the house. I was going to spend the money anyway on some bullshit, on some smoking, whatever. You know what I mean? But anyway, I paid myself for getting rid of that habit. For every cocktail you decide to not drink, put that money in your mayonnaise jar. For every latte that you didn't go get, put that money in your mayonnaise jar. It'll add up. It will add up. Or like I did, calculate it at the end of a certain amount of time, like track your progress. That's the key. Track your progress. I tracked myself on a calendar. I put a big X on every day that I didn't smoke. Or whatever the thing was I was doing at the time. I gave up putting sugar in my coffee. And I put an X on the day, every day I did it. Now, yeah, there were days when I messed up, there were days when the sugar got in the coffee. But I noticed something. I began to like those X's. I began to say to myself, I wonder how many X's I can get in a row. I wonder how many X's I can get this month, So that time tracking was a reward in and of itself. And it encouraged me to keep going with whatever my health related goal was. So that was very helpful in giving up putting added sugar in the coffee. So there was a lot in that one. Not exactly sure what number we're on. There was a lot in that one, but doing an honest health assessment of yourself, figuring out what needs to happen there, making some goals, tracking those goals, and reward yourself for those goals with just an X or with $5 in the mayonnaise jar, whatever works for you. Okay, I don't know what number we're on now. Another health related tip or tool that has helped me is watching my media diet, like what goes in. So I like to listen to binaural beats or affirmation or inspirational videos or ASMR videos. If you're not familiar with ASMR, ASMR stands for, I think, auto sensory meridian response. It's when you get the tingles, the scalp tingles. Like if you're watching someone painting or doing some fine work, or just there's certain ways that folks, manipulate their hands or put on makeup or whatever. It makes you just get a little tingly feeling. There are whole videos devoted to that. If that's, what floats your boat, then try it. Binaural beats are set up at a particular speed and frequency designed to help you get to sleep or promote positivity or to promote peacefulness or healing on a deep cellular level, or align your chakras, all kinds of things. So checking out different resources for health that are in the digital realm, such as binaural beats, affirmations you can listen to that, repeat affirmations, all kinds of affirmation videos. A friend of mine swears by those. She puts them on and just listens to them while she's at work, doing the job that she doesn't really care to be doing. And she listens to them and she swears that they help. They help her with financial manifestation and health. So affirmation videos, ASMR videos are sometimes nice to fall asleep to. There's all kinds, like painting pictures. There's a whole series called Oddly Satisfying that just check them out. Some people like them. They may not be, what you like, but some people like them. Another thing you can do is recreate those vibes yourself. Now, you don't have to always be plugged in. Matter of fact, the next thing I'm talking about is getting unplugged. But one way to do that is to recreate that vibe yourself. Slow everything way down. Take the time to actually pay attention to what you're doing every moment. Listen to the sound the water makes when you pour it into your coffee cup. Stir and listen to the swish of your coffee in the cup, or when you're washing your dishes. Just take your time with the warm water, with the soap suds. Feel yourself put in the room to rights, instead of rushing through everything. If you're just sitting on the couch relaxing, sit on the couch and relax, just really bringing yourself present, slowing everything down, and enjoying every moment of it as best as you can. The feel of your fingers on the keyboard as you type something. The turning of the pages in a book. Again, paying attention when you're writing, the feel of the ink on the paper. There's so many great pens out there, but you won't know it unless you really get into, the feel of the pen on the paper, the smoothness of the paper. I could go on and on and on. Just slow down. Pay attention to what's around you. Another way to practice self-love is to unplug completely. Now, I know a lot of us are plugged in because it's part of our job and it does bring a lot of pleasure, but again, our brains need a break sometimes. So even if it's just for an hour, a half a day, a whole day, challenge yourself for a whole weekend. I put my laptop on the bottom shelf of my bookcase and I didn't open it for a whole weekend. And I turned my phone off for some long stretches of time. I just needed to remember how it felt not to be on, not to be accessible, and not to be plugged in. And you know what's funny is I began to have so many more creative thoughts almost immediately. And I just began to remember things that oh, I forgot I like to do this, or oh, I forgot I like to do that. Giving myself a chance to do something different. Turn off the TV. I don't have a TV, but I watch a lot of YouTube. So turn off YouTube, turn off the TV, turn off the social media, turn it all off. If it makes you feel uncomfortable to be unplugged, then I suggest taking it slow to build that muscle memory again. You may only be able to do it for 15 minutes, but when you're off, be off. Don't be like, okay, I'm off as long as nobody tags me in anything. So be off. 2 more to go. And these 2 are very related. And they may seem kind of weird, but again, these are things that helped me as I was trying to get more in alignment, be more productive, and just overall appreciate my time more. So one is called, which I didn't know there was a name for it. Of course, I thought I invented it, but I didn't. And I called it the to-done list, but now I see it's called back planning. Whatever. Back planning or the to-done list is where you go back in your planner and write down all the things that you actually accomplished. Or you make a to-do list based off of what you actually did and check every one of them off. Instead of having a to-do list where you're like, oh man, I only did 3 of these things, I still have 7 more to go. Just write down what you did and celebrate what you did. Or some people call it memory tracking or memory keeping, where you actually do a little journal entry about, this day was really productive, or you don't even have to qualify it or quantify it. Today I went and had coffee with my sister, and when we were done, I decided to go to the bank, and after that I went to the grocery store and got everything to make ratatouille. Just a little, reminder of what happened that day. So that is back planning. And the other one is time tracking as you go. So I was curious how I spent my time, because a lot of days seemed like I would have a lot of plans, and then there would be the actual thing that I did, which I was like, what did I do all day? Do you ever do that? Like, what did I do all day? Here's a good example. This is an old planner. In black were the things I had planned for the day, and in red was what I actually did all day. And sometimes they corresponded with what I called myself wanting to do. Other times it was really a good indicator, like, you spent how long scrolling on Facebook? So this is good for a planner that has your day broken down by hour. Like this particular planner has, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., it has all the hours. Or you could do that in a notebook, where you just keep track of what you do all day. You would be surprised. I mean, at least I was surprised at how much time that was what kind of got me into digital detox, because I became aware of how much time I was spending on social media. And then it didn't help that my phone had that tendency to be like, this is what your screen time was all week. I was like, what? What am I doing? Anyway, so those are a whole bunch of ways. Those are things that I've used as it relates to Self-Love September, or just not even in Self-Love September, but just things that have improved my quality of life. And there are so many more tools. Like I said, I'm going to do a few videos that really further go deeper into some of these. But I just wanted to gather up those random thoughts from all over the place and share them with you. And I hope that you find these helpful or inspiring. I'd love to know the kind of things that you do to, just little things that show yourself self-love, taking that time to pour into yourself in that way. That was a plane. So I would love to know the kinds of things that you do to work on yourself, or to develop better habits, or just any tips, tools, apps, practices, pastimes, things that you feel contribute to good self-love practices. Okay, so I will see you at the next video, and until then, I hope you're safe. I hope you're surrounded by love, and take care.